This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm walking you through this 2015 Rockwood Mini Lite, model 1901. This is a how-to video. I'm just going to show you some of the features, that's all. You have your awning here, which is a manual awning. This is just a grill rail, and here's an LP hookup if you want to add a grill. Okay, TV signal out, power, and then a bracket for a TV. This is your vent for your range hood fan. So if you're going to be venting, you want to open this baffle up like this and just let it flap freely. Otherwise, keep it shut. Outside speaker. This is your hitch here. It's a Husky center line. Weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control. So we'll show you how that operates when you pick up. Of course, you have a deep cycle marine battery, LP tanks which are full, regulator. You have a power tongue jack, and also this power tongue jack has a crank. You can put it right on there and crank it manually if you happen to have trouble with it. So you can always get hitched or unhitched. This is the crank here. Okay. There's also the other crank in here. If I can. So actually, it's right back there. That's the 3/4 crank for the stabilizers. All right. And there's also a kill switch. You can see it right here. Hopefully you can see that. But that's a kill switch for the battery. You can just shut it off if you need to. Okay, this is your water heater. It works on both gas and electric. The switch for the gas is inside, but if you want to run the electric, there's an electric heating element behind this cover here, and then there's a rocker switch next to it. If you can see that, you can turn it on and off. Make sure you turn that on, but always make sure there's water in the tank before you turn it on. Never run it dry. This is the drain plug for it, 1/16" 6-point socket. And I'll show you the gas burner switch when we get inside the trailer. Okay. Alright, so this is the city water hookup. Most common way to get water to the trailer. If you're camping someplace without city water, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank here and use the onboard pump to pump the water. I'll show you this pump switch when we get inside also. This is your shore cord, 30 amp cord. This is just a service panel for your refrigerator. You don't need to really go in there. This is where you draw antifreeze in. You'll have to educate yourself about that if you're going to do it yourself. And that's where your water pump is right there. That's just an outside shower. Cable and satellite through. And this is a black tank flush. So after you dump your tanks, you know, your gray tank here, sink and shower water, your black tank, toilet water and waste. If you leave the valve open on the black tank, you have to leave it open, like it says on the sticker here. Hook up the hose to here at the dump station, hook it on right here. Turn it on, it'll spray out the inside of your tank, clean off the sensors, that sort of thing. Okay? Make sure you inspect your roof on a regular basis. It's part of your maintenance to make sure everything's in good shape. Okay, that's your awning rod right there. Alright, there's some light in here. Okay. Okay, so let's start right here. This is a GFCI plug. All the plugs in the trailer are wired through this GFCI, even the one on the outside. So keep that in mind. That's where you reset it. I don't know if he's got the gas on. I should have looked, but let's see. No, it looks like... Oh yeah, it does. It's lit right there. So you can see it lit right there. So you got 3 burners for each, 3 knobs for each burner. This is the spark. You turn it clockwise to spark. Of course, the oven you have to light with a lighter, a grill lighter. This one has never been used or barely been used. We see that all the time. But back there is a pilot light. So you need a long neck lighter to light it. What you do is you go to pilot, you depress it, then you get down there and you light it. And after it lights, you still hold this in for another 15-20 seconds or so to heat up the thermocouple. And then you can go to operating temperature. Okay, when you shut it off, the flame goes out, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay. Okay, this is your range hood. It's got a fan, like so. Remember I told you to make sure you open the baffle outside if you're going to be running the fan. Okay, sink obviously, that's self-explanatory. This is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector there. It should always be green like it is, if not get it serviced. This is your power converter here. It converts AC to DC power. So you can see on this side you have regular 110 AC circuit breakers. They're all labeled. Then on this side you have 12 volt DC fuses, and they're all labeled, so you converted AC to DC power here. And also this is a battery tender, so it'll sense how much energy your battery up front has and always keep it charged up as long as you're plugged in. So it's also a battery charger. Okay, the refrigerator is a gas absorption refrigerator. You can see it right here. The way you're going to run it is on auto. Auto means electric. So basically what happens is it always seeks out 110 AC electricity first, right? If it can't find it, it'll automatically switch over to gas and light. Or another way to look at it is if you're gone for the day and soon after you leave it's a hot day and your campground has a power outage, like they do occasionally, well, it would sense that and automatically switch over to gas and light on gas so you don't spoil your food. So that's the way to go. The only other thing to know about it is this device here is called a thermocouple. You want it as high as it goes to cool it down. The higher you go with it, the cooler it is. So you can see there's a wire there that goes up into this clip here, and that's the thermistor. You just want to keep it up all the way, okay? Okay. The bathroom, sink and shower work like any other sink and shower, of course. You got a 4-speed vent in here, and it has a cover over it and everything, so it's a really good fan. And also keep in mind that if you ever have an issue with condensation when the weather's just right and you have a bunch of people over and you start to notice some condensation from your breath, if you turn this on just on low, you won't even hear it. It'll take care of that immediately, so keep that in mind. The toilet itself sits right over a black tank like they usually do. This is the flush pedal here, so you can't use it dry. Dry meaning an empty black tank, right? So what you have to do is when you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water, then you'll come in here and you dump a dose of chemical right in the bowl, then you step on the pedal and hold it down till at least a gallon of water goes in there along with the chemical, then it can be used. You can't use it dry, because if you do that, the smell will be terrible, plus it'll get clogged up. So you always got to remember, when you first get to the campground and your black tank's empty, chemical and water, at least a gallon of water. Okay? And this is, well, let's see, we'll go this way. Here we have you have a disc player here, obviously. You have AM, FM radio. Speaker zones 1, 2, and 3. 3 is outside, 1 and 2 are inside. You have Bluetooth on it, so you can stream wirelessly from your tablet or your phone, whatever. You've got USB drive, you've got SD slot, and you've got an HDMI in, so you can go into the system with something if you need to. Okay? So it does everything you need and then some. When it comes to the TV, if you were to hook one up, it goes right on here, and you always want this green. You can shut it off with this button here, but you always want it green. That's telling you the digital signal booster is on. Okay? This is the remote for it here. I'll put it right there. So, and this is the TV backer where you'd put a bracket at. It's like they had a bracket. I don't know. They must have kept it or whatever they did to use trailer. So, and of course there's some charging station there. This is your antenna. Okay, that's your digital antenna. Okay. So now this your Murphy bed. I'm not going to pull it all the way down. You can do that when you pick up when you're looking at it. But this jackknife's flat. This couch. So you grab it here in the middle, if you can get a hold of it, and you jackknife it flat. So the back will go down and it'll lay flat. Then your bed folds right over it. Okay? Like I said, we can look at that when you pick up. Another thing, this is this vent here has a cover over it too, which is good. That means you can leave it open during the rain, and it's a good feature. So this is your emergency escape window. You would push this all the way through, and then you grab hold of the red tab and pull the screen out if you need to exit in an emergency. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we have here. Anything I've forgotten? Let me look around. Oh, the thermostat is right here. That's a typical thermostat. You're just going to select heat, off, or cool. Try to keep the fan on auto. Then you have you can set your temperatures, that sort of thing, just like you would normally do. So that's your thermostat. Okay. So I think that covers it. Let me just wrap up with this right here. These are just lights here, right? To turn your water pump on, we talked about the water pump. You use that to pump water out of the fresh water tank if you don't have city water. You also use it to winterize the trailer, okay? To light your water heater on gas is right here. Remember I showed you the electric is in the lower left-hand corner outside that switch. So normally you're just going to turn on the electric when you get to the campground and just leave it on that. But if if people are going to shower and you need more hot water, you can flip this on while you're doing that, and you get faster recovery. Okay, and then you have your battery level and your regular levels right here. They go up in 1/3 increments. Okay, all right. Okay, so I think that does it then. So thanks for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said, you want to inspect the roof and all the seals on the trailer. Any place you see caulk from the factory, just take a look at it and protect your investment. So that should be part of your regular maintenance. And right now this trailer is in camping mode, meaning the antifreeze has been purged from the system. It's filled with water. The water heater is in camping mode and it's full right now, so you're all set. Never run the water heater without water in it. Always check first, okay? Thank you.